the first event, and we had some high scores already, as to be expected. Check it out, Oklahoma is just above Florida heading into the second rotation. A huge topic of conversation over the recent years has been the dominance of OU gymnastics. So join me in taking a little ride on the Sooners schooner to see how it all started. KJ Kindler was named head coach in 2006. She became a two-time National Head Coach of the Year at Oklahoma, and she recruited a couple recent superstars in Maggie Nichols and Anastasia Webb, who each won individual event titles and helped their teams finish top 3 in every season since 2013. And even more impressive is that they've won the last 5 of 8 championships. I was at practice yesterday, and guys, they're in it to win it again. One of the athletes that is currently on the team that's making a big impact is fifth-year Olivia Troutman. She has been their secret weapon over the years because she tends to miss the beginning of the season due to an injury, and then she comes back as a closer just in time for postseason to lead their team to victory. It seems that this year is no different. She's been getting healthy and working her way back in the lineups in a big way.
At my time at OU, I've dealt with a lot of different challenges and successes and struggles and whatnot. Just starting from elite, I had an amazing mentor from TCT, Maggie Nichols. She kind of took me under her wing when I first got here as a freshman, and obviously we did super well that year. We won, so I was a freshman and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like what we do. But then after that, obviously I had my fair share of injuries, and so I kind of had to take a step back, and I stepped into like the vocal joy my last year as being a gymnast and being an athlete here at the University of Oklahoma. Just any opportunity I get, I'm super thankful for, and I'm just super excited to do it with my team.
Head coach KJ Kindler said she has a bulletproof vest to help her push through these injuries. I've been seeing it for myself. She hasn't had many competition routines yet, but no score has been below a 9.9. And in fact, today she scored a perfect 10 on her vault just now. Not too bad. She's an animal. So we're going to see her joining her team on bars, and Florida will be on vault. Coming up next.
Largest crowds in history here in the Lloyd Noble for gymnastics on hand. These two teams separated by less than 1/10 of a point. Florida moves in this second of 4 rotations to the vault. And their first vaulter, Peyton Richards. And the Sooners will be on the bars in this rotation. There is the lineup, which includes, of course, Trinity Thomas, who's going for history. Perfect 10s.
Like Oklahoma, Florida is performing 5 10-0 start value vaults. Actually 6 in the lineup plan. Opens with a 1.5 twist. That is her best vault of the season.
Just like the Sooners, they lead off with a stuck landing. I saw her stick one in the warm-up, and I thought, can she do that again?
This one is cleaner than she's been all season. Really finessed that landing, because she could have easily under-rotated and stepped back, and instead she stayed cool, absorbed it.
How about that? Expect a big score in that leadoff spot for the visiting Florida Gators. Danny Sievers now on bars, tied for 21st in the NCAA. This is an amazing team here, currently ranked #1.
Great routine to start them off. Really works on keeping the good form, legs together, toes pointed. Let's see if she could really emphasize that final handstand. And of course the dismount, full twisting, double tuck. And of course, what else?
Solidify their lineups, and I asked head coach KJ Kindler, why do you like Danny Sievers in this first part? She said, wow, she worked so hard in practice to be detail oriented. She's got good angles in her handstand, and man, she's good at sticking. She's 2 for 2. She stuck her vault, and now she stuck her bars too.
What a start for Danielle Sievers. Last week had a 9.925 on bars, the sophomore out of South Dakota. Leanne Wong will be next up for Florida on vault. Peyton Richards led them off an outstanding 9.9.
Different looking vault here. It's the same round off entry, but a half on, front pike half off, and an excellent execution of that complex vault. And just a scoop back on the landing.
She's been in the lineup 8 times for the Gators this year. Her season high was last week, 9.925. This was good.
Watch the complexity, a lot of twisting onto the table and off the table with that pike front half. Well done.
Danae Fletcher will be up next. Danielle Sievers led off the Sooners with a season high 9.925. Fletcher was rested last week against West Virginia. She should be fresh.
Opens with a very difficult pike Jaeger. That is an E release move on the bars, the highest level of difficulty. Good pack salto down to the low. You want to see straight arms on all these casts. She was a little bit short on that final cast handstand and took that full twisted double back out, but still found the landing.
The last weekend of the regular season brings us some great college basketball games on Saturday on ESPN and the app. 2 of the top teams in the Big 12 square off at 4 Eastern with number 9 Texas hosting number 3 Kansas. Then it's Duke and North Carolina. And at 10 Eastern, the top teams in the Pac-12 get after it. Number 4 UCLA hosts number 8 Arizona. Back now to the vault. Sloan Blakely coming after Leanne Wong, her season high 9.95.
Good vault in terms of distance for sure, but unfortunately the big hop forward will be a sizable landing reduction.
Olivia Troutman had a 10 in that first rotation. See what you can do on the bar, Sam.
Yeah, Bart, I was at practice yesterday and I asked her, how are you in such phenomenal shape after not being able to train like you're used to? And she said, man, I've been working really hard. I took my recovery seriously. I rode the bike for cardio. I've been focusing on fueling my body the correct way and my mental game, of course. And you can really see it showing up here today.
This is only her 3rd time in the lineup for Sooner. She's already scored 9.925 here this season.
Watch her superb extension and stretch at the end of each swing element. Really tight through the torso. Sets up the dismount and she can be the stick queen. Double layout, there it is. Give her the crown.
You know, it's funny, we were talking to KJ Kindler about why she calls her the secret weapon. She said, I can trust her. She said, even if she doesn't do the same number of repetitions as some of the athletes, she is gonna hit.
And as I said, I love the extension of her swing. And of course, the way she can just zone out everything and find that landing is unreal.
There is KJ Kindler in her 17th season, 5 NCAA championships. She has the distinction of being the only coach to bring 2 teams to the NCAA finals. She did it at Iowa State before she came here to OU. The vault for Florida.
Kayla Nicello, wow. Best vault for her of this season. And this is a new vault this season. Just learned this 1.5 twist at each meet. It has gotten better. So watch from the side. We're going to see how high she gets off the table. 5 feet off the table. Just tiny bit of soft knees as she goes into the landing, but we're looking at it in slow motion.
One former national team member, Kayla DiCello, to another. Here is Reagan Smith. Hard to believe she's a senior now for the Sooners here on the bar.
Dynamic routine here. She swings hard on this event. Big Ray, that single bar release move. Well done. And the transition to the low with a pack salto. Nice and floaty. Oh, a little off kilter on that half pirouette. You really need to finish that in a vertical handstand like that one. See if she can get this double layout. Nice height on that dismount, and that dismount is actually improving this season, getting a little bit more of that layout position, not so much of a pike.
Coming after Olivia Troutman had a 9.9 for the Sooner. Kayla DiCello a 9.95 before, as we get set now for Trinity Thomas. We are on the 10 watch. She scored 25 perfect 10s in her illustrious career. And she scored on bars a 10 as well, and vault.
And she drilled one in warm-ups. Let's see if she can find it here. Oh no, step forward. Look at the distance though from the table. That was fantastic.
4 times in her career, she has scored what's called the Gym Slam, which is a 10 on all 4 apparatus.
So look how far she travels from that table. The judges want to see both height and distance, and of course they love to see that stuck landing.
Reagan Smith from the Sooners had a 9.8 on the bars. This brings up Jordan Bowers. You see her season average and her ranking in the all-around. She has been a workhorse for the Sooners.
It's a giant flying change into a high-flying straddle Jaeger. Salto down to low bar, nice straight arm work. Another handstand pirouette that was slightly off kilter. Really showed up that final handstand. See if they can get yet another stick, half in, half out. Holds on to it.
Kathy, it's clear this meet's going to come down to the little things. These two teams are so evenly matched.
Judges look for the amplitude and the rotation on those release moves. And of course, they want to see a perfectly stuck landing. If they have to adjust with their torso or the arms, that can be a slight deduction.
Tom Haley, the assistant coach for the Sooners, is giving a few notes to her as Victoria Wynn gets set to go in the last spot for Florida. Trinity Thomas had a 9.875 before her.
This is a new vault perfect. Just goodness gracious.
My. Oh. Wow.
So she's okay. And her hands just slipped on the table. She protected herself well as she went over.
Oh my goodness, that was tough to see, but it looks like she's going to be okay. Audrey Davis will anchor for the Sooners on bars. Jordan Bowers before her 9.925.
One of the most magnificent bar routines in college gymnastics. It is just pristine in form, technique, difficulty, and unique. Watch this skill right here that she sets up. It's a Higgins roll, goes into that L grip, front giant, and a double front half with a superb landing. Come on, judges.
She has scored 9.975s before. She has breathtaking release moves and form and execution, Kathy. It's just a matter of time before we see the perfect 10.
It's truly awe-inspiring. What's so impressive is the way she does these turning elements and finishes them in the handstand. She can show off a handstand like no one else. Perfectly straight line all the way through her toes. And then look how high this is.
Double front half out of that eagle grip. Very high level of difficulty, even more than the basic level of difficulty required in NCAA gymnastics. Wow. Okay, Sam Pesek is with Florida's Jenny Roller.
Thanks, Mark. Jenny, scary vault from Victoria. What happened there?
It was going to be her first time competing in 1.5. I think she just had a little too much juice, went a little too hard, wasn't quite normal like she warmed up. I have the confidence. She was okay, thankfully, gratefully, and we're gonna get back in the gym and take our next step forward.
You guys are very much still in this competition. A lot of events to go. I saw you pull the team together. What was the message to them heading to bars?
Next message is really take our step forward, keep enjoying what we're doing, have the best time. It's just gymnastics, and let's go kill it on floor.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you so much.
So it's exactly what Jenny said. She just had too much juice. She actually went too far on the roundup, was almost off the end of the board. And what I meant by protecting herself, she had the arms over her head to absorb that blow. So
thank goodness she's okay. After the break, the founder of Shift Movement Science, Dave Tilley, is back to break down Trinity Thomas's floor routine and the stresses that she puts on her body during her amazing performance.